Hey everyone, BurlymenGaming here with.
Alchares.
We are back to talk the Nintendo Switch 2. It's been a whole year.
It
This
doesn't really
video
feel
is
like it, I gotta be honest.
no, no, it does not. And yes, we will be talking the Switch 2 games, Switch 2 accessories, and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to be talking about the games we covered in the last video, like Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World, because they're great. And just go back and watch the first video again.
Yeah, mainly what we're going to be trying to be doing today is we're going to be covering games that came out over the past year, just looking back on some of the games that Burley you've played, that I've played. But during the last podcast, we pretty much talked about the games such as Mario Kart Roll Bonanza, as you said, the games that came out near the launch. So if you want to see that, check out the first podcast.
Yeah, exactly. There is one non-Switch 2 game we are going to talk. You know what? Let's just get it out of the way right now. Tomodachi Life, or AKA crazy moments that just happen. Yeah.
It's honestly one of those games that was being asked for to get onto Switch for like the entirety of its life, and apparently was like in development for like 9 years or something, which is insane. But from what I've heard and also from what I've experienced, it did turn out quite well. What do you think of it so far?
I'm really enjoying it. This is definitely a game. If you're playing it, stream it. Like if you're a streamer, because especially if you have an active community, you can just see and let the craziness go. And with people will tell you when you have the Mii's have the decisions of like, should I go do this? Should I go do that? You let your Twitch chat just go with it and run with it. And just the funny things and the words you can enter for the phrases that they'll talk about and interact with each other. Especially when you get two Mii's and they're like, okay, let's say the first thing that comes on our mind. You get all the suspense. It is just great. And this thing is a YouTube Shorts gold mine, this game.
No, honestly, 100%. Especially if you're a streamer, as you said. I don't know if I would have gotten the game if I wasn't a streamer, because like these cozy types of games, I don't know. I personally like doing stuff a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But especially playing this with my community, we've got like an entire backlog of people we want to add. I added you, for example,
Mm-hmm.
which has been a ton of fun. I think the fact that you can still add people just like in the first game is awesome. But some of the other creativity things you can do with like drawing your own food, your own pets, those are like some of the new mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great addition because it truly feels like it's your island, your place with your people, your food, your things you want to add on, in terms of when it comes to like animals and stuff of that nature. You can change up where everything is, and it's a great addition. My only gripe really is that you can't share anything, which is because Nintendo didn't want to restrict anything, which is also a good thing. They could have restricted stuff.
Oh.
But that's like probably my only gripe with the game thus far.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wasn't originally going to play this. I got talked into throwing it up on the throne and then got met. And then when it showed up, and huge thanks to Dragon for that, it was like, okay, let's just stream this. Let's put the Streamloots deck on with this and let's just see what happens. And it's like, you get some cringe, you get some laughs, you got it all and more. So it is nice to see that they weren't, because this is Nintendo, remember. They are restrictive. Remember, especially like if you played some of the Pokemon games, certain Pokemon in Gen 5, you could not do the trade on the
That actually started in Gen 5. That's still a thing, actually. But that's also because you can send that to other players. So maybe restricting it is also good. Maybe that they could have found a middle ground, but it's at least good, as you said, that it's not restrictive. And even beyond that, it's not the only like cozy game that's come out, especially early this year. We're gonna get to one of them later as well. It's honestly kind of a cozy season when it comes to Nintendo games at the moment.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Let's get into these Switch 2 games. Pokemon Legends EA, and this is what here in North America what you get for the pre-order. You get a random key tag. I get to Pig, and Alka got something a little different.
Yeah, this was the pre-order bonus if you pre-ordered it on the My Nintendo store in Europe, and Well, it's just a really neat statue of the 3 starters, Chikorita, Torel, and of
Give,
course the one
give,
champion
give.
being Tepig. And then for €10 extra, there were also some figurines that came out for Mega Charizard X and Y. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're going off chronological order when it comes to the Switch 2 games. And honestly, I had a lot of fun with Legends ZA. I don't know about you, Burley. I'm interested in your take first.
I really enjoyed Legends EA. I loved Legends Arceus. My only problem with Arceus was you put that game out at the wrong time, and that game needed a few more months of polish. So it was like, you would have given us that polish and delayed it, it would have been so much better. I like that you know what? They're trying more new different stuff with this, where it's it's like active turn based. You're doing it, and you've got your moves recharging and stuff like that. No more PPP gauge and stuff. So it's just nice having that. Bringing back Mega Evolution mechanic, I actually do enjoy having that back.
Oh yeah, some of the old megas, but also some of the new megas. They
No.
did a really good job of those.
Yeah, and then giving you, yes, you're just stuck in Lumio City, but you know what? I didn't mind that. I think they did a fine enough job of you going through the different mechanics as you go throughout the game. It had me. I played it. I loved playing that game when it came out, and I beat the story. I did a fair amount of I did the side content of beating Zygarde, and if you've caught in Zygarde in that game, you know how much you have to do and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. The DLC though, that DLC was not worth the money. Over
No,
here in Canada.
definitely. I want to touch on that in a bit.
Okay.
But first, I still wanted to quickly mention, now that we're talking about the base game, I feel like for what you said with Legends Arceus, still hope we'll get a Switch Switch for that at some point, because like that, if there's one game that really needs one, it's definitely that game.
Oh yes.
But what I like about the Legends series games, because honestly, they're some of the best Pokemon Switch games overall. It's an era of Pokemon. It's probably been the weakest in my personal opinion, but I feel
Fair.
like the Legends games have been the highlight when it comes to that. Because after Scarlet and Violet, I think we both told each other like, yeah, Pokemon really has to do their best to convince us. And in terms of some textures here and there, yes, it could be better, but I feel like they focus on a few different things than usual, because usually you have like your gyms, this and that, and the main gameplay loop with beating 3 raid megas, and then getting their mega stones, and then beating a whole bunch of trainers in the night mode is a lot of fun. After a while, it does get a bit repetitive, but it's a pretty good gameplay loop. But I feel like they focus on the catching mechanics in Legends Arceus, and I'm more of a battle guy when it comes to Pokemon. And the battle mechanics just felt like a breath of fresh air, and definitely made grinding the game a lot better, because usually I have to click through like a lot of text and just takes a while. And I really like that they streamlined that a lot more. And beyond that, since we were talking about the megas, some are better than others, but I do like that the game keeps it, especially in your first playthrough, it keeps it very surprising with which new Pokemon get megas. Because, for example, in one of the rank up battles, one of the trainers just put out a Clefable, and I was like, "This Clefable of all Pokemon has a mega." So it really kept get you on your toes in that way. And finally, getting another game set in Kalos, which is unironically like one of the regions that doesn't get used a lot, was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a really good time with Legends ZA. But when it comes to the DLC, I'll let you go at it. You were so excited about it that I'll let you go first.
Yeah, the DLC I was interested because it's like, okay, like when they announced the game just before it was coming, they were announcing you could buy DLC for it, and it's like, okay, so they're confident. They're feeling confident. They're not only just doing the game and then saying, a couple months after they're going to announce DLC's coming. They let you know up front the game. The DLC was 45 Canadian. So, and it came out around my birthday. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll pick this up, birthday gift to myself, and stream this and have some fun. Well, yeah, I did not like the DLC. You think the main game is grindy. The DLC is pretty much grind. You want to have your Pokemon a high level before going into this DLC. I gave up a couple hours into this DLC. Yes, it makes it easier for like getting shinies and can get other Pokemon and some new megas are added into the game, but I checked out. It was just
No, I feel like the Mega Dimensions is only really for like the hardcore Pokemon fans. Like it doesn't really add that many megas. It adds like about 15-ish or so, and like makes certain mechanics, go by easier. They add a couple of legendaries near the end. I'm almost done with 100%ing it, but I've only gotten so far because I've played it with an IRL friend of mine. But like I honestly see your point, because like if I wasn't playing with him and trying to 100% the game, I don't
yeah.
even know if I would have picked up the DLC, because like in all honesty, it just like reuses a lot of content from the base game and such as well. Like I don't know where my money went to. There's this one legendary you can catch with a side mission once you've beaten the main quest in the DLC, being Volcanion, and it's famous for being underutilized in X and Y, with it not having a mission, and you literally catch it in a room that's just dark. Like it's super, like it's insanely stupid. I had a good time with it since I played with a friend of mine, and just like with the base game, seeing all the new megas here and there was definitely the most exciting part of the DLC. But if you're not an uber Pokemon fan, it's not worth it. It's not worth 45 Canadian, or I think it was 30 in Europe. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that, and it's a shame because it was like you could have done a lot with this DLC. You could have done a lot. I'm not opposed to giving Pokemon DLC when you do it well. Like I will defend the DLC in Sword and Shield.
Oh, 100%. That was the best DLC for the series by far.
Yeah, I have not played the ones for Scarlet and Violet. I did not buy those. I looked at those and just I had
It
my
was
props.
quite good. I bought that as well. It was good. It wasn't as good as Sword and Shield, I'd say, but it was definitely better in this one. I think the idea of giving Legends DA DLC is very good though, because like you could have maybe brought us to like a different city, like a smaller sub city or something in Kalos, but instead going to like the mega dimensions, the dream world that just reuses the same areas from the base game.
And
I
it's
don't
just
know. It just seems
change
like
color here, do a palette swap of color, and
yeah.
there you go.
There was potential here, and I feel like it came out a bit too soon as well. I only bought in like March or so, and that's also when they patched in like a few fixes here and there.
Yeah.
Getting it at that point, it felt a lot better because like I wasn't even done with the main game when it came out in December.
Fair enough. Well, the next game, I know you'll have a few things to say, and they might also be some peak things to say. Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, sorry, you meant Kirby Peak Riders?
Yes, Peak Riders.
No, that game is like, if we're talking about Pokemon and being underutilized, I feel like, well, we all already know that this is, of course, made by Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of the Smash Bros. Franchise, who also made the original Kirby Air Ride, by the way, back on the GameCube. But it was revealed to us that this was his passion project, and you can definitely tell that a lot of things there are in Smash are also in this game. Like they really went above and beyond with how it looks, how it plays, the stuff you can do in it. You get reward for like every little thing in the game. Like you have so many like achievements to get, and every time you get them, it feels super satisfying. And I don't know, just since we're talking about Legends ZA and also with like its graphics and reusing stuff and underutilized and missed potential, I feel like as a Kirby fan, this was a love letter. I don't know if there's like racing, if it's like the best quote unquote racing game, because honestly, I don't even feel like the main racing mode is my favorite mode in this game, because I feel like City Trial is so good. It's so different from like your regular racing games, from like your Marios and your Sonics, but it does its own thing very well with a lot of different things in it. And I don't know, I have this thing still on my desk. This is the Bandana Waddle Dee amiibo.
Oh yeah.
You can have it on there, but you can also take it off there. I love this little guy. And
that is a cool feature that they had that for that Kirby with the Warp Star.
They're still bringing out new ones, but they are kind of expensive here and there. I got this one with a coupon, but still, what I was trying to say with it pretty much is that there's just a lot of effort that went into the game, and it's awesome to see how it turned out, because this is pretty much, rather than Nintendo asking Sakurai to make it, it was Sakurai who said, I want to make this, and delivered us with an absolute banger. So I don't know about you, Birdie, but what do you think?
Oh, I really enjoyed the game, and it was a lot of fun. And I agree, the racing mode is probably the weakest for it. Like, I will play City Trial over racing mode, but you have a variety of modes and variety of activities, and just going in the multiplayer is just a lot of fun. You're just gonna have fun, and with just doing the unique things you're doing, and then you're like, especially with like City Trial and getting all the power ups, and then seeing what the final set of games you guys are voting on, what you're gonna end up doing, can either really help or hinder you. So you got to be careful when you're getting the different stat upgrades. You got to be conservative. You don't want to just go, I'm going to need pure attack and pure defense, and then find out it's a race. You have no speed or anything like that. You're handling it all that. And you're like, oh no, because I've had that happen to me in matches.
No, honestly, that's what I love about it too, because there's so many like stadium modes that they can choose in the end. Of course, you can decide which four you want to pick. But it's not like, oh, there's like a pool of like the same four ones every time. Like there's a huge pool of those mini games, and especially if you go into like the adventure mode, I forgot the exact name for it, but you get a variety of different missions and things in there
Yeah.
as well. And sometimes you get like a racing mode or one of the stadium modes you mentioned, or something in City Trial. Like, there's a lot of variety to this game. You're never really doing the same thing the entire time.
Oh no, and the nice thing is there's tons of unlockables, and as you said, there's the achievement system. Anytime you're playing a match, you're going to get at least one or two of them, and the more and more you're playing, and if you play for longer matches and last longer in, you're going to see when you end, oh, 10 things popped up. I've got some more of this, got more of that. Oh, I've unlocked this character. I've unlocked it. And like, it gets that dopamine hit in
Yeah,
you.
it's a huge dopamine boost.
And it's just like, oh, this is great. Yeah.
No, it's awesome. And even beyond that, there's also just like modes that like don't even need to be there, but that are there, like the garage mode, where you could just like make your own garage and show it off to your friends, the online lobby, and like in Smash, where it's just like your icon you can actually like, walk around in, like tiny details that go really far. Or like the gummy thing, that doesn't really do anything, but you could just collect gummies and you could just mess around with those. It doesn't really do anything, but like it's there, which is like, it shows the effort.
Oh yeah, no, you can tell this was Sakurai's passion project, and this, I'm sure, was a deal with Nintendo. It was like, okay, he's given us a lot over the years. Get him this. We let him make his passion project. Now Smash Ultimate 2 can get started.
I wonder if he'll return for that. Maybe in a more supervisory role, but
we will have to wait and see. The next game I don't have as much to say on, because I do own it, but I have not played I played very little. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I did end up picking it up. I have played maybe about an hour or two. It's not bad. It's just I would prefer the more faster pace style of the original Hyrule Warriors than what was Age of Calamity was the second one.
Yeah, that was the Switch one. That was based off Breath of the Wild, and this one is more based on Tears of the Kingdom, the story before it.
Yeah. I've enjoyed what I have played of it. It's just not just haven't had the time to put into it. But funny enough, like 6 months after the game's release, oh yeah, we're gonna make an amiibo of the one rock guy.
No, that one was already announced with like the Switch 2, with the first Switch 2 Direct.
Okay.
They said like, oh, it's in development, and it was. I don't know if it was specifically. I think it was specifically for the game, actually, because they also released the Champion amiibo around that time. But it is really funny, the timing, because like nothing Zelda's coming out, at least at the time of this recording.
Well, 5 minutes after we finish recording, Ocarina of Time remake is gonna just be announced, and we're gonna be like, "You gotta be kidding me! We were sitting here recording. This happened."
I don't know about you though. I have one major question when it comes to Age of Imprisonment, because what I really liked about the first Hyrule Warriors was the fact that they all came from like different games. You know, we have stuff from Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Ocarina of Time, and then later with Wind Waker, and then of course those were like the main areas. Then you got other stuff, and then in Age of Calamity. I really like that one because of the fact that even though the story wasn't canon, the
Mhm.
story prior to Breath of the Wild, I don't know, because it was about that the entirety throughout Breath of the Wild. I was always like, that's a sick story. I would love to be in there. I
Mhm.
don't know. Maybe it's just because the story in Tears of the Kingdom didn't grab me too much, but I don't know. I didn't. The main reason why I didn't pick up the game was also because like the story prior to Tears of the Kingdom didn't really grab me as much as the one in Age of Calamity.
Mhm.
But I don't know how you feel about it. If it does hinder the fun about the game or not.
It does. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the story, I'm not really grabbing me. Like is not grabbing me. But
Because
there was
like the
also
sages, like we didn't really see or hear them at all. Like those are like completely brand new characters compared to the champions from Breath of the
mm,
Wild that were in those cutscenes.
yeah, yeah. And one thing I still is missing from the original was the overworld map thing, which was a recreation of the original Zelda, and you doing the things. Because I remember playing it on my Wii U. Me and my one buddy would on Sundays we'd sit and play for like 3 hours.
That was
Just
so
go
cool.
through. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Sitting there, I would be on the gamepad. He would be on the nunchuck and a Wiimote, and it was just a lot of fun. But now this next game here, this one I know some people might not like what I have to say here. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I no longer have the game.
Ooh.
I traded in. I finished it. I also have the Samus on the bike amiibo. Just way over there, and I was too lazy to grab it, but I grabbed a few other things for other games coming. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4, this was, you can tell by playing this game went through development. Until it got restarted, development, that they were doing things, and that this just, for whatever reason, they couldn't get the game running and going the way they wanted, and just scrapped and start again, and just being like, okay, we kind of have to get this going. Like, you're bringing back a character, Psylocke, from Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS, which I have played. He was okay in that game. So it's like, okay, we're bringing something back, we're trying something, but it didn't, it just did not have the same feel and charm. And then at the end of that game, you have to go around the overworld on the bike and stuff, just smashing green crystals till you get enough so you can unlock the thing to get to the final area. And it's like, did a fair amount of that because I got told about it from other people that beat the game, and it just seemed like you put necessary 2 hour padding to do that, and then it was like, I just, the story did not grab me. I didn't care about the characters really. They gave you very little, and like some of those areas, just boring to me. But what'd you think of Metroid Prime 4?
I didn't play it. I did have the chance to try it out at the Switch 2 experience. And I feel like from what I saw of it, just like from what you're saying, is yeah, you could definitely tell it went through development hell. In certain aspects, it also just feels a bit outdated. I feel like there were a lot of ideas that were there, but that got scrapped later. Uh, and especially with the padding, I don't like it. Especially like I get it. That used to be a thing in older games. You had to like grind for stuff like that, but games releasing in the big 2025, I guess, for that game.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. That seems a little outdated. But beyond that, I do like, even though I'm not a big fan of Switch 1 and Switch 2 editions coming out the same day, because like,
Mhm.
why is there then a Switch 2? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But it's nice that it came out for both, because like this game definitely deserved, like, it was promised to be on Switch 1, so the fact it still came out on Switch 1 is very good. But what I do like for the fact that it came out on Switch 2, even though it might be outdated and have its issues here and there, that it gives you the ability to use the mouse controls. Because personally, I like that a lot.
Oh
Some
yeah.
people might not, but at least that the option is there is really nice. Because like I feel like just like the gyro controls that introduces Splatoon, it's something fun. And beyond that, you can just choose a performance mode, like either 4K 30 FPS or 1080 60 FPS. Like the fact that it gives you the choice for that, and then we're talking about a Nintendo console being in 4K is kind of crazy, and Nintendo
It's
never usually
Bonanza.
gives that option, so that was a really cool addition. So this game definitely bonus points for me for like little things like that they added on the Switch 2 edition that probably like they probably got told like a couple years in, like, oh yeah, well, we're bringing this out on Switch 2 as well.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping Retro can for the next game, whether it be Metroid Prime 5, they can get back to their basics and get back to the roots and get it going. I want Metroid to succeed, especially like you had one of the greatest Metroid games in so long, Metroid Dread on the Switch 1. Now that game was just awesome, amazing. Like, come on, you got to renew the interest. You got to keep going, get the momentum. Or you know what? Just make us a Tropical Freeze sequel.
Oh, I would like both. I'm just happy that we're talking about a Nintendo console that has both new 2D and 3D Metroids after,
Years
like
of having
years without
none.
nothing.
Yeah. Now, the next one, I know you'll have a little bit to say. It originally came out on Switch 1, but they earlier this year just gave us the Switch 2 version. Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'll be honest, I bought the Switch cartridge, I pre-ordered it, played like a half hour of it, then bought the $10, well, more for me, because Canada, $10 upgrade pack.
It was like 5 here. But just like with Animal Cross, those are like the cheapest Switch 2 editions.
Or it might have been 10 Canadian. It might have been like 7 American, 9.99 Canadian. It's been months. I can't remember all these prices.
It's at least good that there's like Switch 2 editions that are a bit more cheaper, because like Mario Party that we talked about in the last podcast was like 20 here, and I think it was like 30, 35 for you. So at least having more Switch 2 editions that are just focused on upgrades rather than adding new stuff in is nice, at least.
Yeah. But hey, you have all the Xenoblade games on the Switch. That's nice. You can keep going I eventually will play Chronicles X. I know this is going to be a long game, so it's just a matter of you have to carve out the time. These games are commitments.
No, honestly, exactly. I've played every single Xenoblade and their DLCs. I just need to finish the DLC from free. I want to do that soon. But Xenoblade X is the only one I haven't played. I do have it on Wii U, for example. I just think the upgrade for Switch 2 was kind of funny because apparently if you download it, if you play it in handheld mode, there might be some issues here and there. So apparently with the update where you could play Switch 1 games, like if they were on TV on Switch 2 handheld mode, then Xenoblade X without the upgrade pack actually runs better in handheld mode without the Switch 2 edition, but on the Switch 1 edition, which is really funny to me. Me and Newbie, someone from our community, were like having a lot of fun with that, especially with the name of the game, by the way. The Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Switch 2 edition. Like, which edition is it now? Pick a lane, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still want to give this one a go. I think on TV it did upgrade though when it came to the Switch 2 edition, but overall a game that went back on the Wii U already looked really stunning for the console. It's really awesome to see it back on here 10 years later.
Oh yeah. And well, the next game here is a brand new game, and what did surprise me that this was coming day one to the Switch 2, and they are the third-party master of Switch 2 game development, Capcom. Resident Evil 9 steelbook there, and the Pro Controller for the Switch 2. Oh, the Pro Controller, I'm loving this This is so much better than the Pro Controller on the Switch 1.
Yeah, do you like it more on Switch 2 rather than Switch 1?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is really good. Feels good in your hands. Like, I remember going to a Nintendo event in one little mall just to test the Pro Controller, because when they announced they were having the Resident Evil 9 one and we made the goals on my channel and they got met, I was like, okay, I want to test this Pro Controller out before I make eat my words on that. And it was like, no, it was good. And I was like, yeah, I'm pre-ordering the RE9 one. And I was like, yeah. But this game, just even on the Switch 2, whether you played it in handheld or on docked, ran great, looked great.
You played it fully through, right? Just on Switch 2.
Yep, Switch 2. Yeah, I have not played it on any.
I'm still surprised it came out day one on the Switch 2, in all honesty, because it looks so good.
Oh yeah, no, it looks so good, ran good, and you know what? It was not a drive killer. This was 28 gigs, and that's with the DLC. the new roguelike mode that they just added
Oh, sick.
a month and a half ago. So
No, that's crazy because like Capcom or Square Enix put out the Final Fantasy 7 remake and I was like, what, 50 gigs, something like that, and that's only 20.
it's like 75 for a
Oh,
remake.
75. Never mind.
Yeah, and I think Rebirth's 100 and something. So yeah, no, they're storage killers. But yeah, no, it's nice to see, and like I didn't really notice a compromise. You'll notice graphically there's difference. And if you have the high end PC, you're getting way more frames than you are getting on the Switch 2. But you know what? I liked it. I'm just funny to me that Capcom throws this out there, but does not get the amiibos out right away. The amiibos are out in Japan to be pre-ordered, but not here in North America or worldwide yet. For the
That's
great
weird,
sin.
but I believe they are coming because I did see some images
Yeah.
here and there of them.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, they look interesting. It does make sense that Leon is getting an amiibo as well. Very cool. They brought back like they were like trying something new with the game, but also bringing back some old classic characters like Leon, for example.
Oh yeah, no, and I like that having between him and Grace, their differences of playstyles and all that. It was so good, and it kept the game fresh. And you gain mechanics into the game later in the game. You think, okay, we're kind of getting close to wrapping up. We're not going to add. No, we're adding this. This is cool, and it adds with replayability and stuff. It was just I haven't played a Resident Evil this good in so long because not like Village. 7 I did like. 6 we don't talk about. 5 was really good, in my opinion. 4 was the gold standard for so long, and that's why that thing got ported to everything. I think your fridge can play it now if you have a smart fridge. The original version, not 4 remake, but so it's like it's nice to see. And Capcom went all in for the first like 2 months. You could get the pack, the 3-pack, where it gave you 7, 8, and 9, which is so nice. And it's like Capcom is showing, we're confident in the product we have. We know we got this down. We're throwing everything at it, and they got rewarded with it.
It's really cool to see that because, especially if you go back like 2 generations, if you're like on the Wii U, I was recently revisiting a bit of that era with some videos I was watching. There was like no third-party support there for Nintendo, and if there was, it would be something like Skylander or something like that. But they had like no third-party support. Then the last generation, there was like quite a lot of third-party support, especially third-party games did well, but usually they came out either later or very compromised. And or just older titles in general. Like we were supposed to get hyped for like Skyrim, even though that came out like 6, 7 years ago, and the same with what should we go with Resident Evil games. We mainly got like the older ones, and seeing now on Switch 2 that these third-party games are doing well and especially running so well and coming out day and date with Resident Evil. I feel like Capcom at the moment is probably the best third-party company when it comes to the Switch 2 with how everything runs and with the amount of stuff coming out. I think Square also has been doing a very good job, but honestly, I think Capcom has been the best supporter when it comes to third parties so far on Switch 2.
Oh yeah, no, we've said on the We Do podcast, Capcom should make a consulting part of their business and companies can go to them and how to get their games running and looking so well on the Switch 2 to make that so anyone that's buying the Switch 2 version doesn't feel like, oh, I'm getting ripped off. Because that was the thing. I remember people buying games on the Switch 1. They were like, well, I know I'm going to get it on the Switch 1. It's not going to run as good, not going to look as good, and it's going to feel compromised, but I'm at least getting it on a handheld. And with another game of theirs that we're going to talk about, like I have played 2 of their big 3 games they've got out so far this year. I have not played Monster Hunter Stories 3. I want it to, but I have enough RPGs I got to finish as my own. I don't want to buy a game, put 2 hours in it, and as we say,
RPGs always take a while.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to Kurok effect this. So, yeah. But the next game, Pokepia, a game I have not finished, but I have put some time into it. It was a very interesting game that they're changing some stuff up for Pokemon, doing something different with like the Animal Crossing kind of sim environment stuff. I like that you are a Ditto. You're getting the different moves, and interacting with the other Pokemon and finding Pokemon in there, learning stuff from them, and stuff like that. And creating stuff is cool and neat. But the story is just not very good, and it just does not. Usually, you're so upset with Pokemon handheld holding you. This game does not. It doesn't really handhold you, and doesn't really help you with of figuring out what do I need to do to finish this quest or to get the next story quest unlocked. So it's just like I've been lately from the last couple times playing it. I've been having to pull up a guide because I want to make progress. I hate there's nothing worse when you sit there for like 3 hours and you make like next to no progress, and you're like, what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah, it's kind of directionless. It kind of gives me like it's probably not an okay comparison, but like NES game vibes, where like if you play like the original Zelda without a guide, you
Oh
don't know what
yeah,
you're doing.
you're gonna have a bad time. Yeah,
Yeah, I like sand.
yes. Have you had any interest in Pokepia or?
It looks fun, but like we had the Switch edition of Animal Crossing. We had Tomodachi that we were talking about. I don't usually play a lot of cozy games because
Yeah.
I usually like doing a lot of things. So I have not wanted to buy it because I've just been busy with that and things of that nature. And no, especially as what you said as well, like it's a bit directionless, but the game turned out like it has its issues here and there, but it turned out way bigger than I had ever imagined. Because
Oh yeah.
like beyond Mario Kart World and Bonanza, this is like the third biggest game probably on Switch at the moment. If people are talking about like I want to buy a Switch for this or that game, people usually talk about Mario Kart World, Bonanza, or now Pokopia, and like when that first got announced, I was just kind of making jokes about it, but like that was honestly very surprising. And the stuff people have made in the game though is really crazy. Never give me sandboxes. Like same with like Minecraft. I think it's an alright game, but like you usually get so many ideas that like I don't get to do any of them because there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
But like I always admire what people make and what people have recreated in this game, like Lumia City from the ZA, for example, in its entirety is just insane to me. I don't know where people are getting that time from and everything, but it's wow, it's super impressive.
You got a time to master the tools and to do it, and then have the drive and spark, and good on them for it. But it's just like, yeah, no, like no,
No, exactly. But it's cool to see that, unlike what I thought originally when it got revealed in that Nintendo Direct this past September, I thought to myself like this is just gonna be kind of like a meme spin-off type of game because like Pokemon like in the past has put out like a lot of spin-offs and not a lot of them have been good beyond like Mystery Dungeon or Conquest. Um, but seeing it actually being a good game, that was very I don't know, it was just very good. It was a very pleasant surprise, especially since we were talking about with like how inconsistent the last few years has been for the main titles to see finally another spin-off after a very long time coming out and honestly being kind of a cultural phenomenon was really cool to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. But this next game, I can talk about for quite a while. Pragmata, my currently as we're recording this, game of the year. This is my game of the year so far.
Damn, okay, another Capcom banger.
Yeah, no, this game was so good. I remember seeing the first bit of it years ago, and then we've been seeing the last little bit, then getting the demo, playing it because the demo first came to PC and then came to all platforms. I didn't play the Switch 2 version of the demo, but I played it on PC. It was like, okay, this is going to be great. And then playing this on Switch 2. And it goes back to some, we're trying some different ideas, but paying homage to our roots. Have Mega Man references. They have all sorts of classic Capcom references to a bunch of their franchises. And it does good things on it. You're just exploring these levels and you can come back to them with new abilities and unlock and find more stuff. You have training sim missions you can do to get some upgrades. And every time you go back into the base area, for the love of God, interact with Diana. Not just because great story moments. You will get rewarded. Trust me. And finding certain collectibles, you can interact and do it. You can play hide and go seek and stuff in there with her. There's just great moments. And one thing I do like is they kept the achievement system that's on like the PlayStation Trophy system, achievements on Steam or Xbox. They have them in the game there, so you can feel and see that. Like on my first run, I got through most of them. There's a couple I missed on the playthrough. Some I have to I can go back and just go back to the areas and get. Some I have to do at higher difficulties and stuff. But the balancing, I think, difficulty wise, quite good, and it had a neat mechanic of you die, you get sent back to the hub, but you don't you when you go back to the level, you go back to the last checkpoint you got there. But they send you back because you're finding upgrade cubes and other stuff. So you can go and buy upgrades. So it's like, I died. You know what? I just got all these upgrade cubes and stuff. Let's get the upgrade for my attack, or upgrading my hacking, upgrading this or that. You've got so many gameplay options, and choosing how you're doing the hacking and what weapons you're using, as well as what hacking modules. The way I play the game and the way you play the game, Alka, can be completely different.
Oh, that's so cool, actually.
Yeah, so it's
it also just graphically like looked very good. Like we were talking about earlier with Resident Evil, with like how like a high end PC will probably look better, but the fact that you can play this game on a handheld, same with Resident Evil from earlier, actually, is kind of crazy in my opinion.
And it's only like 20 something gigs on the Switch too. So it is not like I have mine digitally. I have it digitally because they told me, hey, you're a physical key card, because game key card. I'm not surprised, Switch 2. It's going to be delayed a while. So I was like, okay, you know what? Forget that. Let's just get it digitally. I had it all ready to go day one, and unfortunately, you had to go to the My Nintendo Store website to get the Diana amiibo. I was like, okay, I got to get the amiibo when it was released. But I haven't unboxed it, and I kind of want to unbox it, but I'm like debating, do I double dip if I ever see that amiibo again to have an unboxed one and a boxed one?
It might be rare, so it might be nice having one in the box. So
comment, should I do this, or should I just unbox it?
Let us know, chat.
Let us know. Now, this was one I figured would come, but I didn't expect it as good as it was. Final Fantasy VII Remake. You damn right this is a key card. But the nice, cool little thing is they give you a pack of the Magic the Gathering cards if you bought it for the first couple of months. So it was a neat little thing. I didn't get any cool cards with it, but I had to try my luck, you know?
It's a nice bonus. Like, they didn't have to include it in there, but it's nice that it's there.
Yeah, and they did the thing. I played the demo version on it first because they released the demo. I didn't finish the demo, but wherever you left off in the demo, it transferred into the base game save on Remake. So it was like, okay, I skipped the first hour. So it was nice, and you get all the demo bonuses and all that. And then it had all, these extra accessibility stuff of like, you can have it where you're doing more damage, faster materia leveling, and faster leveling for you. You had all these settings that, because I've already played the game, I've already beaten the game. I beat it twice. So it's like, I don't want to, have to, not that I would have to grind that much. I just want to go through and have fun. And playing it in handheld, playing it dock was great. And then today, as we're recording this, Rebirth has come out on the Switch 2. Have that my copy has just come into my parents, and this weekend I will try it, but I just had I had to go through my Switch 2 catalog and be like, delete, because I have only a 256 micro SD Express, because trying to buy before all this AI and memory stuff happened, they didn't really have 512s or 1 terabytes, and the few they did, they were like, yeah, I'm not paying that much for a 512 card.
That's fair. So you have to be a bit more careful of your storage. I think that's one of the major issues with the game. That's not even with the game itself, just about how big it is.
Yeah,
and
well, that
was already the case with the PlayStation 4 version, because I played that on, or I guess the PS5 version on my PS5, and it already came in with 2 discs, but that's also because it looks so beautiful. I still feel like it's the most beautiful game I've personally ever played. I played the demo on it, and it didn't even look too compromised. I haven't gotten Rebirth yet. I have downloaded the demo, but if you've not played this game, whether it's on Switch or anywhere else, please do so. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know about you, Burley, but I
Oh,
love
I
this
love
game.
it. The original Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. So I am nostalgic. I I like this remake. Yes, I have nitpicks and stuff, but they did something different, so I give them props on that. And it's nice to have it on the go. And then soon enough, Rebirth. Now these are the games I've picked up. I know you've picked up a few and played a few that I haven't. So what?
Yeah, starting off, back in February, we had the release of Mario Tennis Fever, and I was kind of debating on whether getting the game or not because on Switch One, the Mario sports games were kind of undercooked. Like I think Mario
Oh
Tennis
yeah.
Aces was my favorite. Like mechanic wise, it was really fun, and well, yeah, it just didn't have enough content. Well, they like drip fed new characters and such, but that wasn't even the issue. It was just about the stuff that you had to do. And then later
Mhm.
they came out with Mario Golf and even picked that one up. And then they had Switch Sports and especially Mario Strikers Battle League disappointed me so much. I'm a huge Mario Strikers fan. Mario Strikers Charge on the Wii
Oh,
is like my
I
second favorite
remember
game of
when
all time.
that one came out. You played it and you're like, you were just so disappointed.
Yeah, that was so sad. Mario Strikers Charge is such a good game. It's my second favorite game of all time. It's always such a good
Wow.
time playing with my friends. Like there's always something crazy going on, and then Battle League is just kind of nothing. And then Mario Tennis Fever got announced, and I was like, it looks good, but probably too good to be true. And well, I ended up picking it up because what should we call it? Like one of the few trailers that came out like right before made it look
Hmm.
quite good, and I had a few coupons lying around, so I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. And when it comes to stuff to do in a game, I feel like we haven't gotten any updates so far on the game. The updates on Switch One mostly just felt like stuff we didn't need, and also that could have been in the base
Hmm.
game, but they just because they were like, oh, they're free updates disguised as fun updates, but that should have pretty much already been in the base game, like certain characters and such.
Yeah, we rushed this out to get this out to boost sales quarter for Nintendo.
Yeah,
We can
or
drip
just
feed
leave
it.
it out so they're like, oh, there is an update, but like that technically was already in the game. It's just
Mhm.
it's just not the way how it should be done. And so far, they haven't done that. And the amount of characters, I'm pretty sure there was like 39 characters, with a few new ones being like Goomba, Nabbit, Baby Waluigi was funny when he got announced.
Mhm.
And the story mode was fun. It felt more like a tutorial, but it, it's nice. It's there at least. I thought it was a better story mode than the adventure mode in Mario Tennis Aces. It was also just a tiny bit longer. It's only a couple of hours, but I had a good time. It's something to do. Again, you've got your main tournament modes. You had like the trial towers that felt more like a mission mode. Once you've been all three of those, you get a bunch more missions. And just the mechanics with like the fever rackets are a lot of fun,
Mhm.
especially with some of the bonus scores. Like you got like a Mario Wonder one where you got things going on like the Wonder Flowers and um, the Racket Factory. Like there's a lot of stuff there. Like if you're a big multiplayer guy, I don't know. It's like for 70. I hope it goes down like a little bit in pricing because I don't know if 70 is exactly worth it. But like, it's a very solid Mario Tennis game. I feel like it's beyond like Mario Strikers Charge, but that's gonna be very hard to top for me. It's probably my favorite Mario sports game. Definitely my favorite Mario Tennis.
Mhm.
Even though I think Aces in terms of mechanics is also still quite powerful. It's probably my favorite because like graphically, mechanically, it's a solid game. I would never call a Mario sports game like a 10 out of 10, but it's a solid good time when you're just chilling around with friends. You want to play
Yeah.
something different that's not your regular Smash Brothers, your Mario Karts, or whatever. It's overall a really good experience. Maybe we'll get some more updates because a couple community members and I have been talking about me in general, mostly about like stuff that could still be coming into the game. But
Mhm.
overall, what is here is a good time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks fun. Don't get me wrong, but just as you said, the pricing because it's $113 game, like 112 and
Mhm.
change here in Canada. It's like no offense, that game don't. I can't in any good conscience spend that kind of money on that
No,
game.
because like it's a Mario sports game. Like it's always a solid time, but like after a while, it gets a bit repetitive. And you'll probably put it down and not play it for like a very long time.
Yeah,
Um,
especially
and
if we have no idea. There probably is updates coming, but you never know. That's the thing.
No, exactly, and I feel like the main reason why I did end up buying it as well is because there were quite a few community members of mine who did get it. So then playing it online also makes it a lot more fun. Like I wouldn't just be
Mhm.
sitting here playing against CPUs. Like for the mission mode and such, it's a lot of fun. But like just going and playing a couple matches against random CPUs, like the regular matches, I don't know if I would do that. So that definitely helped me get over the line. But um, it's a very good step in the right direction after what we were in with the Mario sports games or just sports games for Nintendo overall in the Switch 1 era. Because that was like one of the few games and missteps that Nintendo did make in that generation. They got a lot better in terms of a lot of things, but not when it came to the sports games. If this is the first step, I'm kind of hopeful for Mario Golf, Charged, or not Charged, Mario Strikers, and possibly Mario Baseball to get on here and to be a bit better as well.
And well, here's hoping, but I know there was at least one other did play.
Yeah, well, speaking of Switch 2 editions, we had like an entire segue for that during the last podcast, and I ended up buying
Mm-hmm.
the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park, I believe it's called.
Yep.
And honestly, like, pretty sure we were talking about that last time with the podcast, how they're just kind of expensive, the Switch 2 upgrades, and with the amount of stuff you get, and
Yeah.
things of that nature. We mentioned earlier about like how Animal Crossing and Xenoblade, like they didn't add too much, but mostly just a graphical upgrade, and they weren't that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one was the same pricing as Mario Party Jamboree, but the amount of like you got your graphical upgrades, right? But the amount of extra stuff with the Meetup in Bella Bell Park that you got makes it, in my personal opinion, the best Switch 2 edition we've gotten up until this point. Which is
Okay.
mid 2026 before the possible June direct. Because compared to something like Mario Party, you get stuff kind of like Mario Party-ish modes when it comes to the Bella Bell Park area, with a lot
Mm-hmm.
of extra fun mini games. There's a lot of them there. You can only play 5 of them online, which are all kind of similar, unfortunately. And the other ones you can only play offline or with Game Chat. So if you have Game Chat for some reason, you can play the others online, which is weird. But I mean, at least you can play them online. So I'll take
Yeah.
it. And they're a whole lot of fun if you play on them with them on stream. I don't know if I could play them like hours on end, but they're fun, like some tag team stuff like that. Like it's a good time. But even beyond that, if you're just like a single player Mario fan, you got the Captain Toad missions, which just brings a lot more replay value to the game because it's something different than just your main regular levels. You have levels where you have to try to get all the coins or beat all the enemies, things of that nature. And then you finally have the Koopalings, which were like, I don't know about you with Mario Wonder, but like my biggest gripe in Mario Wonder Burly were like the boss battles.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I really enjoyed Mario Wonder, but yeah, some of those boss battles were like, seriously, this is what you're doing?
No, exactly. It felt like Bowser Jr. a couple of times. Like the final boss felt really underwhelming, but I never thought we would get to the point where people were like, "Oh my god, please bring back the Koopalings," because like after the new Super Mario Bros. Games, I was kind of tired of them, but they gave them a lot of effort for each and every single Koopaling because they all return in
Mm-hmm.
this game for their boss battles, and like they were really good. Like each and every single Koopaling was a lot of fun to take down. There wasn't really like a big final boss or anything. They were just there individually that you could take them on with like a small level first and then playing against them. And just overall, it was a really good time taking them down. You could be in like an online lobby where you could also hear what you couldn't interact with like people online, but you could hear what they did if they would like beat the level, things of that nature, which made it really fun to play through and on stream. But the I don't know, the uniqueness of the fights rather than it just being like, oh, there's a guy, I gotta jump on him 3 times. You still have to do it like no, you actually have to hit him like multiple times, even beyond that. They had different
Mm-hmm.
phases, and they just changed it up a whole lot. Like they did a really good job with the Switch traditional Mario Wonder. It has stuff for single player, multiplayer, and of course your graphical upgrades. So, in my personal opinion, the best Switch 2 edition we've gotten up until this point.
Okay, yeah. That one I've been interested, but it's just the pricing over here being like 40 something dollars. It's just like, I love Mario Wonder, do not get me wrong. Like, I loved it when that game came out. I streamed it and I had so much fun, and then they came out with the amiibos for it now. We have the Elephant Mario that I plan to sometime pick up. that one because I love the elephant power up. That was such a fun power up in that game. And I remember certain people I was dealing with at the time when that game came out were upset that that game got nominated for Game of the Year. And I was like, they're like, it's just 2D Mario. I'm like, you have to actually play this. I
Yeah, it's so much
understand
better than the new Super games.
Super Mario, the new Super games, like the first one was good, like the DS one, and then when they did the one for the Wii, it was like, okay, got something here. You're reinvigorating 2D Mario again. And then they milked it to death. And it was like, okay, you did something. The wonder mechanics in the levels felt unique, felt fun, felt fresh, added, and it didn't make like I'm just being like, well, I'm in the desert world now here, so we're just gonna see sand for 8 levels. And no, you're doing unique things here. You're doing cool stuff with this. I loved it.
Yeah, and Bell Park with the Switch edition definitely builds upon that. Like, I definitely say like the biggest thing holding it back is definitely the price. Because especially with Animal Crossing and Xenoblade, it also came around the time that these are like the only 3 Switch 2 edition we've gotten so far this year. And pretty much like those aren't as expensive, but like they don't add as much as Bell Park did. But if we compare it to what we were saying in like the last podcast, yeah, they I feel like Nintendo has stepped up their game when it comes to the Switch 2 editions. Like, if it doesn't contain too much new stuff, just make it like 10 Canadian or like €5 here. And for the Switch 2 edition for Mario Wonder, like they added a bit more, but it's enough to be worth the price if you like Mario Wonder and you want more out of it. Like, it's not like necessary to get it, as you said as well, because it is quite expensive. But if you want more Mario Wonder, at least the option is there. And I think that's very good. And I hope that with this price structure, as well as the amount of content they added, because last time I was talking about with Mario Party, how that didn't add enough, in my opinion. That for the pricing, at least, like Nintendo's definitely stepped up their game in that regard. And I hope to see more of that soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we do have, I'm just going to show off a couple little accessories here, and then we'll talk some games that are coming in the future. Finally, we're getting a dock that is not, you want to buy a new dock for the Switch 2, you go with the official one, it's like 140 something Canadian.
We can't even buy it individually here in Europe. It's or at least in the Netherlands. I try to, but we just can't for the Switch 2. It's insane.
You have to buy straight through Nintendo for North America.
It's not, it's not even on my Nintendo store, at least here in the Netherlands.
Right. Yeah. Well, a company called Antac created a case or a dock at the S3 and the S3 Max. You can get it, and it's like 40 something, 50 something Canadian, depending on times of pricing. And you can get the model with the Ethernet or without. And all you have to do is just bring your original charger, buy another charger, and it's just a nice little Go dock that I can throw in a bag and take with me and travel, which is nice because, as you know, the Switch 2 dock is pretty big, and the Switch 2 dock, this thing beats the Switch 2 dock. Also, it doesn't have that freaking door. I hate that door because if you take out your HDMI out because you're plugging in from your capture card and all that, getting that door back on and off, it's just like a headache. Whereas this, boom, 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 easy cables, slides in, and even if you have your Switch 2 in a case, voila, on.
Beautiful.
Yes, and as the 2’s P2 Plus case, love it. It's got a little screen thing that goes over, boom, you can just throw it in your bag, nice and easy with the Joy-Con stuff. They listened from when they originally were doing the Kickstarter on this. Joy-Con grips are easy to put on and all that. Got a good kickstand on this. Have a magnet at the back here so you can put a charging brick on here. Charge it on the go. And you can put this, and I have done this myself for where I play for 5-6 hours straight and streaming Mario Kart. Have it on the dock with this. It's not melting the plastic or melting my Switch 2. It's great to see there are third-party makers that are still making accessories for stuff.
And it's also good to see, because like I thought that would be an issue with third-party docks, that they would be bricked and stuff like that. It's also good to see that. And when it comes to the pricing, is that also a little bit better than the main Switch 2 dock?
Oh yeah. Well, the dock. This is a start. You could buy about 3 of these. Prices two.
Oh,
You could buy 2 of these with the two official Nintendo Switch 2 chargers, and still have money to go. Eat. Go take yourself out for a cheap meal. Uh, like it's no joke. Like I have a second charger because I have one at my place, my apartment, and one at my parents'. That way, if I bring my Switch 2, I'm not having to bring a cable and be like, "No, I came back to my apartment. I forgot my cable." It's worth getting the, and I always get the official chargers. I don't like screwing around with unofficial chargers. Never been my habit. But we have at the end of this month, we've got Star Fox coming back, which I am excited. I do have pre-ordered. And it is nice they did do a thing of, hey, you buying it digitally, and it started with Yoshi, because we didn't talk about that game. That is a game I'm actually considering of making a little goal and putting it on the throne and
yeah,
making
that's
people make
fair.
me play.
It
Okay.
looks fun, but
Mm,
also a bit easy. I heard it gets harder if you go later into it because I've seen a couple streamer friends of mine play through it.
mhm.
Um, but like we both didn't get it. That's why we didn't really talk about it much today. But
Yeah.
the art style itself looks really good, though. I feel like with
Oh,
the Yoshi series, they keep on doing that better and better. Starting with Woolly World, I thought Crafted World didn't look as strong, but this one looked very good. I still
oh
have,
yeah.
I still have to get my Woolly World port at some point, though, for Switch One and Switch Two. But it's really cool that they made this.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It's just a matter of pricing over here. Just makes it hard. Even digitally getting it a little cheaper, which is nice on Nintendo.
Yeah, that's something new they did.
Microsoft and Sony don't do this. Of, hey, you're buying our game digitally, we'll charge you less.
No,
It's
I
it's
feel like that's also kind of because the sales for games went down a little the last
mm,
quarter, so that's why they've been
mm,
pricing the games more like this rather than Mario Tennis being 70, with
mm,
that underperforming a little
mm.
bit. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's a good upgrade. No more, well, at least at the moment, these games aren't 70 and
Mm.
60 and 50 at least here. I don't know how much it is in Canada, but over here, that's just a really good pricing.
Yeah, it was like 60 something before tax instead of 84 before tax. So it's a fair amount of a discount that makes it easier. So especially with Star Fox, because it's like I have never been a big Star Fox guy. I've played a bit of 64 on the original N64 and on the 3DS way back when. Uh, so it's like, okay, I can dive in at this, and then we have next month Splatoon Raiders, which I do have that one pre-ordered physically because I had a gift card for a certain store. So I was like, pays for Splatoon Raiders. I love Splatoon 3. Let's get inky. Even though there is no multiplayer in this one, but you can play like co-op with friends and stuff with this. So it's like, okay, they're doing something different with
Do they have
Splatoon.
like online play for it, or only locally that you can play with friends?
I don't think they have revealed
Okay,
that. So
but
we're
I do like though because I'm thinking of getting both Splatoon Raiders and Star Fox as well. Like I don't know if they're doing the same price structure for Splatoon Raiders as well, but
I think
um
so.
I do like that they're going with that, but also with like Star Fox, like it's a remake of an N64 game. Yoshi feels like it's more catered towards kids. At least Splatoon is in like
Mhm.
one of their bigger games. Like Splatoon is like one of the big four for Nintendo first party titles because it's also not the second party. And it's just great seeing with games that probably aren't as long, or like the big AAA titles not being 70, because 70 is the big norm. And like for the big new Zelda or big new Mario, that's awesome to see. But then for these games, Splatoon is also still big. Don't get me wrong, and the single player is usually quite big, but like it's not like a brand new Zelda or Mario, right? It feels like it's more of a spin-off type of game. It's also not as main Splatoon, so it's cool to see that they're adapting with that compared to with what game it is. I'm looking forward to
Oh
getting it as well.
yeah, and they're trying something different, so they're not just going to sit there and just we're going to new Super Mario fire this and keep standard and so you know what, trying stuff. I like this. Be creative, try something different,
Yeah, it's the
and then
first time we're
we
getting a Splatoon type of spin-off because we've only gotten the main game so far, and this franchise has only been like what 11 years old. It's kind of crazy how many games into this franchise we've already gotten.
yeah, and then we do have the Fire Emblem is supposed to be this year. We have no idea, but there are rumors that next Tuesday it is going to be the Nintendo Direct. and we're supposed to get that. And then there's the rumors of Ocarina of Time remake, which I could see them doing because it was like I had talked earlier about this. 40th anniversary of Zelda is this year.
They
Don't
haven't
have
really
a
touched
game.
on it.
They have not like
Nothing.
it would be one thing if you put stuff out on the Nintendo Online subscription. You're putting more Zelda games out on there, but they're just like crickets, please. So
No,
I
exactly.
wouldn't
We
mind.
haven't seen anything of it yet, so I feel like that's gonna take a pretty big role in it. But like when it comes to games that we're getting, I am really looking forward to Fire Emblem. It looks like
Oh,
it's set at least in the same universe as Three Houses, or a sequel to it. We don't really know because we've only seen the trailer from the direct from last September. But I'm really excited for it. Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of my favorite games of all time, so that's gonna be fun. And Ocarina of Time would be huge. If not, that we have other Zelda things still going on, maybe like Twilight Prince or like GameCube Online. And like we don't know anything about the second half of this year beyond like Fire Emblem and then that rumor of Zelda. So it's kind of interesting seeing what's going to be next because there could be a lot, but there also couldn't be as much for the second half of the year. We truly don't know.
yeah, and we know for 2027 winds and waves. It's the reveal looks interesting, but it's Game Freak, so I just hold my expectations low. Like I know they're doing that Beast of Reincarnation game, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. I'm hoping that game is good, but I am not, like I said to people, not doing that day one because it's Game Freak. I do not want to. It looks great in these trailers and stuff, and then you play the game and it's 10 frames a second, like Scarlet and Violet at release on
I've
original
really
Switch.
heard the
Well,
reputation.
yeah, they've earned this reputation with how they've done it. So it's like I'm not forking out all this money. And it's like if it's good and it looks and plays good and it's an actual good game, I will go buy and support it. But we don't know. But actually, there is one thing we didn't talk about earlier. This was a out of left field. The Virtual Boy, Nintendo not only acknowledges it, puts it on the Switch 2 online and puts two different accessories together for
I
it
like
that
how it's
people
on the
can put.
expansion pass specifically, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, that was odd. It was like, really, you have to put that in expansion pass? I guess they're just trying to do stuff to get people to feel validated. If you're paying for it, you're getting something this year for it. But it was like, yeah, it's an interesting thing, and we do have Alka and Fry made me do the goal of when this channel reaches 500 YouTube subscribers, I have to buy the thing and make some content. Not the cheap one, I'll buy the expensive one.
Chat, we know what to do. If you haven't followed yet, if you haven't subbed yet, if you haven't commented yet, make sure you do so. Have those notifications turned on. Get this man to 500 subs so we can get the Beautiful Boy video. We all want it, okay? Let's be real. You
Oh,
want
trust
it,
me,
everyone wants it.
I'll be milking it. I'll be doing an unboxing video. I'll be doing a video first impressions, and then after I've played a bit of it and showing stuff, and I
Hey,
will
man,
actually.
if you get the Virtual Boy, I'll eventually get the Philips CDI add-on when they put that out.
Oh. Can you imagine if that was what they gave us at the near the end? They don't actually have Ocarina of Time remake. It's we're porting the 3 Zelda CDI games, the Unholy Triforce.
That would be something for the anniversary. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me and doing this with me. Okay, I really do appreciate it.
No worries. It's been a lot of fun. Looking back at the past year is really interesting, even though we didn't really like fully talk about it since we also had the launch portion of it.
Yeah.
Um, it was really fun reflecting back on what we've played, and honestly, I'm very curious on like for next year what we'll have in store when it comes to the games and everything. Because I thought it was a very solid game. Not really like any big hitters. Like there was not really like a big Mario, Zelda, or Smash Brothers or anything of that nature. So I'm really excited to see what we're getting next year. But overall, very solid year. Definitely like a 7 out of 10 for me. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, I would say on a first party level, a 7 out of 10. But the third party support has been strong, and that's what's really getting me hopeful. Of okay, if you go the route of certain Switch 2 games, it's not that much of a compromise like it was on the Switch 1 days. It really has me hopeful, and it's like okay, if Capcom is saying they're going to put a game day one on Switch 2, Like, okay, I might actually consider the Switch 2 version over buying it for PC or PlayStation. It may not look as pretty, but you get that portability. And if they keep it up with these, like they've done with the other 3 games that came out this year, you're not getting compromised, and you're getting the value. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's a very bright future that we got ahead of ourselves, and I'm very curious. First party, second party, third party, what we've got in store. Hopefully, that direct is real, and we have some more stuff to look forward to. We got some huge third party supporters, as you said. It could never be as bad as the Wii U era, so it's awesome seeing how.
This is already 1,000 times better and more supported than the Wii U era.
No, exactly. But thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun today.
Welcome. Glad to have you. And who knows, maybe for year 2, we'll do a video for Switch 2 year 2.
Who
And
knows?
everyone, please do go check out Alka's channel. We will have it in the link and the collaborator link, so you can click that subscribe button and subscribe to his channel. Alrighty, I think that's enough for today. See y'all next time. Bye!